Is your email list a dud with new contacts ignoring you or worse, bouncing after signing up for your lead magnet? Today, we're answering the question, how do I get people who just signed up for a lead magnet to stick around instead of unsubscribing shortly after? Okay, so let's talk about warming them up, as in warm up a cold lead to stay on your email list. This is coming from this week's blog. There is money in your email. If you want to follow along, you can go to shaycannon.com/email. That is shaycannon.com/email. We are winding down this morning show, being a live broadcast. And what I'm doing is I'm filling in the gaps, and I'm trying to make sure we have covered all the things so that when it comes to your business growth, you can come back to our 2 to 3 years of doing this morning show live Monday through Thursday, to see if you can kind of tackle the issues within your business, because I'm doing this show as a resource for you. Okay. And I understand that the information I give you for free is better than some of the information that you pay for. That is intentional. So before we end the morning show for good, I want to make sure we've covered all the kind of topics that can be a resource for you. One of those topics that I recognize is, I don't know if you guys understand how valuable your email list is supposed to be and how you're supposed to ensure that value. So that's what we're going to be talking about this week. There is money in your email. All right. If you're serious about growing your business and hitting those revenue goals, your email list isn't just important, it's invaluable. Think of it as your business's private vault of opportunity. Now, I called it your own ATM, and you'll see why later. Social media might bring attention, but your email list should bring income. It's the only audience you truly own. No big worries over an algorithm silencing it or a platform changing and snatching it away from you. With every subscriber, you've earned permission to step directly into their personal space, their inbox, where real conversations and conversions can happen. I want you guys to think about it like this: the return on investment speaks for itself. For every dollar invested, email marketing averages $36 to $42 in revenue when you do it right. This is not hype, that's the data. So, beyond the sales, your list becomes the driving force behind every offer, every launch, and every repeat client relationship, turning one time buyers into loyal supporters. So, the bottom line, the entrepreneurs who master their email list don't just chase revenue, they can create it at will. Okay. So that's what I mean by the money is in your email. Okay. So let's talk about some of the things we need to do to make sure that we are setting our email list up to be that valuable thing that can just print money for us. So today, the strategy we're going to talk about is warm it up. Okay. So once new leads land on your list, the real work begins, warming them up. An email list only becomes profitable when the people on it feel a genuine connection to you and your brand. You can't collect email addresses and expect conversions. You have to cultivate trust. So, warming your leads means transforming their interest into their trust and their awareness of you into like mindedness. Okay. Hey, Chantilly, good morning. It's the emotional bridge between their attention and their investment in what you have to offer. So when your audience starts to recognize your voice, relate to your stories, and believe in your ability to help them, they stop seeing your emails as marketing and start seeing them as guidance. That shift what turns a list from a database into a money generating ecosystem, which is what we want. Okay, because people buy from those they trust, not those who simply show up in their inbox. All right, so that is the blog, but here on the morning show, I give you more. So let me pull up these show notes. Now, we have had past blogs and past morning shows that talked a lot about email stuff. just not really putting it all together to help you to build this ecosphere that we need for this email list to pay us. Now I'm gonna share my screen because this is a lot going on this morning. So I'm gonna share my screen for my show notes. Let me make sure. Okay, there you go. Okay, so in the show notes, all right, I have a list of some past helpful blogs. One is about if your list fails falls into, how your list falls into the mofo category, and learn about, what those leads are, who they are, and what your main job is with them. So you're going to go back to that blog to understand who these people are on your email list and what you're supposed to be doing with them. Okay. The next resource is if you have an email list, large or small, and you haven't talked to them in a while. I'm guilty. I don't know about you. I need to get on it, right? That blog post was all about how to re-engage your list. There was even some templates in there on emails you can send. Okay. The next one was how to segment your list because everybody on your list is not the same. So how do you segment them to put the like people together? Okay. The next one is how to use those tags and how to use some kind of scoring system to understand if somebody is still on top of MOFU or first degree MOFU, are they second degree MOFU, or have they dropped down to BOFU? And now we need to be just following it up. Okay. So how do you score these leads? Last but not least, not a whole blog post, but show notes from the day that we talked about content ideas for Mofo, which was email specific. So I'm giving you a link back to those show notes so that if you need help with content for kind of nurturing, which we're going to talk about tomorrow, but I'm giving you back the link to that list. Okay. Now let's go into our strategies for today. Our strategies for today are effective strategies for warming up cold leads coming onto your email list. All right. A lot of y'all have lead magnets, but after those people get that lead magnet, they're thrown in there with everybody else. Everybody else, some of those people have been on your list for years. Some of them have been on there for months. Some of them came in as a warm lead, but these cold people are being treated just like everybody else. And what they can easily do is the way you would do if you were in person and somebody you just met got too familiar with you, right? You would shy away from them and be like, I don't kind of like them because they didn't take the time to get to know me. And they already treating me like they know me. That's a no, right? So that's the same thing with your cold leads. So we need to take them through a process to warm them up as a cold lead before we dump them in there to start getting everything that people who have been on our list are getting. All right. So we're going to create a 4 email sequence. The first one is going to be a welcome email. And in this email, not only are we going to welcome them, we're going to kind of tell them a personal story so they start to get to know us past the value of that lead magnet that they signed up for. Okay. So we're going to lead with relatability, not bragging. Okay. We're going to relate to them. We're going to connect with them. We're going to create some kind of Me Too movement. Like, what is the thing that is understood here that we have in common that we can help them with? Okay. How do we show them that we understand? Number 3, we're going to reveal the why with the vulnerability. Okay. And all that means is we're going to create that connection as far as not only do we understand you, but we can help you and share some value to you. Anchor the reader's identity. We've talked about that before. Like, are they an amateur? Are they an expert? Like, where are they in the line of who they are now and who they want to be? Okay. So what is that identity? We need to start talking about that. And we're going to close with some kind of connection, not a call to action. This is the first email. It is a welcome. It is a connection. All right. Number 2 email is going to be a value drop. We're going to teach them something simple. Okay. They already got a lead magnet from us. So we probably want to kind of continue down that vein or something that is very close to the same thing they downloaded. So you're going to offer a quick win that feels big. You're going to bridge the knowledge to the emotion. That's that pain point stuff. And then you're going to use contrast psychology. This is where you are. This is where you could be. Or this was the old way. This is the new way. Okay. Then you're going to validate their past struggles. Like, I know that you've been frustrated for da 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 da, stuff like that. Okay. You're going to end with empowerment, not education. You educate them in the body. We're going to end with letting them know, hey, you too can have this thing that you want. Okay. Email number 3, social proof. We're going to share some kind of client win or some type of transformational story. All right. So tell a story, not a statistic. Make the client the hero, okay? Always make it about them and the transformation they got, and make yourself as just, the facilitator, the sidekick to the hero that helped them get where they wanted to go, okay? Highlight the emotional payoff. Emotions is going to be key. Number 4 is going to be mirror your ideal reader's inner dialogue, okay? That helps them to know that you understand them. Some of those things that they're thinking, go ahead and call them out. And then we're going to imply an invitation, right? We're kind of going to let the story itself invite them into some type of curiosity, but not a hard pitch, okay? So it might be that you mention some members of this group, I'm sorry, some members of your membership here, or clients of this thing there, because we did have a client win or client testimonial. So we do want to kind of mention what was the offer that got them there. Email number 4, this is a soft invitation. So it's going to be community, another free resource, or some kind of low bar offer. And we're going to talk more about tiny offers later in the week. But in this email number 4, we're going to lead with belonging, that thing that builds community. We're going to reinforce this reciprocity. I gave you something, you give me something, right? Like, I gave you this value. If you want more of that, come into my community type thing. Then we're going to trigger some FOMO, right? We're going to go back to, hey, other people are benefiting. Don't you want to benefit? Other people are further along than you. Don't you want to come over here where they are? Type of thing. Then you want to use emotional language and readiness. Then you want to close with connection, not conversion. All right. Now, I know that this 4 email sequence, you're like, all of that is great, but how do I use that to actually get my emails written for who I am, what I do, and who my people are? Okay. Well, I got you a chat GPT prompt down here. So you're going to train it a little bit. You're going to insert your clarity statement, or, your elevator pitch. My ideal client is, fill in that blank. My main offer is, fill in that blank. My lead magnet was, you need to put in a description of the lead magnet that got this cold lead onto your email list. Okay. And then you say, I need to write a 4 email sequence to be sent each day after the lead magnet delivery email. The purpose of this sequence is to be the best, most impactful, and hugely converting to attract them to open the emails. And within the body of those emails, I want to nurture the lead from cold to warm by increasing their like, know, and trust of me to eventually buy my offer. Use the following email sequence direction to write the 4 email sequences. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take all this stuff we just went through and put it in there and see what it gets you. Let it write the emails for you. That's why it's a tool. Okay. Cool beans. Now, we had Heather to drop off. She had something to do, but we can start with Dr. LaFera. When I'm going to recap the 4 email sequence without all the detail. And the question is going to be twofold. Hold on. Let me grab the question for you. Put it in the chat. All right. Let me also put this question on the YouTube over here for Chantilly. We missed you too, Chantilly. What is this doing? This is saying error. Try again. All right. Well, let me try again. Chantilly, this is not letting me put this over here for you. Let me see if I can refresh and see if YouTube will let me come over here into my own live and put a chat in the live chat. Okay, let me see. It's cycling. Oh, it's saying I'm not signed into YouTube. Ain't that some crap? Well, Chantilly, you're gonna have to listen. I'm sorry, boo. Usually I put it in here, but it's saying that I'm not signed in to the proper. Oh, okay, wait. Now it's showing me that I need to so it's signed into my personal YouTube. Now it's allowing me to actually switch. So give me one second. Give me 1 second. I got it. I'm almost there. Okay, I'm not almost there because now it's only showing me uh accounts that are not the correct accounts. So sorry about that, Chantalie. Listen up to this listen up to the question. I know you don't see it because it won't let me drop it. And it's not giving me the choice of the correct account to log in. So just listen up closely for me. Okay. So the question is twofold. Number one, it's do you now understand the power of an email list as your ATM? Okay. That's the first question, right? So that's going to be like, yes, I do because, or no, I don't, whatever. Okay. And the second question is going to be, what value did you get from today's strategies on those 4 email strategies to create your cold lead warm up sequences? And what tech are you going to use to execute it? Okay. So I want to know what value you got from the strategy of the 4 email sequence. And are you going to have any obstacles? What tech are you going to use? And are you going to have any obstacles doing this thing? Because this is very important. If you know how important a lead magnet is, then you have to understand that we cannot stop at the lead magnet, right? So basically what we're doing is we're creating a lead funnel with these emails. So the sequence is a 4 email, but it's going to be a 5 email funnel because one is going to be a confirmation email that delivers the lead magnet. And then we're going to put these 4 behind it to come every day after that. Okay. So if you got any questions about it, if you're going to have any problem with it, let me know so we can solve it. All right. Cool. All right. Let me go back to the 4 email sequence. And then we're going to start with Dr. LaFera. All right. So, the first email is your welcome email. And what we're going to do is, and this is a email that's going to come a day after your delivery email of the lead magnet. The next day, they're going to get this email and you're going to welcome them to, your list kind of thing. Welcome them to your community, your tribe that is your email list. And then you're going to get a personal story and you're going to follow the kind of details to help you create this personal story. All right. Email number 2 in the sequence is going to be like day 3. And it is about giving them some more value past what you already gave them in the lead magnet, but related in some kind of way. Okay. And so you're going to teach them something simple in this email. And keep in mind that this email number 2 and email number 1, you're not asking them for anything in return on either one of these emails. All right. Email number 3 is you're sharing social proof. And that social proof is about a client win or some kind of testimonial or transformational story having to do with one of your offers. So you're going to mention the offer, but you're not going to say, here, this is where you go buy it. We just going to mention it, right? We got this client, they got this transformation, and they got it through this offer that I happen to have, right? Then email number 4. Email number 4 is going to be that soft invitation. We're going to invite them to come and be a part of our community that is somewhere else. We might give them another free resource, or now is a great time for a tiny offer, which we're going to talk more about tiny offers later in this week. And now we're giving them a link to buy something, either the tiny offer or the very offer that got the transformation that we talked about yesterday. Okay. Now, knowing that this is a cold lead, we understand they may not buy a main offer, but they might buy a tiny offer. So weigh that in when you talk about what offer you want to put right here. Okay. So that's the 4 email sequence. Let's start with Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, do you understand the power of an email list as your ATM? And what value did you get from today's strategies to create your cold lead warm up sequence? And what tech will you use to execute it? And do you have any problems executing it?
Good morning. I do understand the value of having an email list. Um, I haven't in the past been very engaging.
Yeah.
But um, your tips that you gave are very helpful. I um have my own welcome sequence, but I have to create another one for what I do now.
Mhm.
That's like better. I have one, but I need to update it with this using the tips that you gave. And right now I'm in Kartra, but I'll put it in Go High Level eventually. because I like all of their features and I don't really see any challenges.
Okay, great. I love that for you. And I think that we're similarly situated when it comes to that, in that we understand the power of it, but we also haven't done what we're supposed to do. So I'm gonna challenge you to get yours done, and I'm gonna get mine done. How about that?
Sure.
All right, let's go to Dr. Latoya. Dr. Latoya, do you understand the power of an email list as your ATM? And what value did you get from today's strategies to create your cold lead warm up sequences? What tech will you use to execute it? And will you have any obstacles to execute it?
Yes, I definitely understand the value of my list as an ATM, especially when my list became non-functional and non-reachable. And it was months of, well, however long of absolutely no way to make money. The reality of the importance of the list really kicked in at that point. And so now your this session is right on time actually, because I've rebuilt my website
Mm-hmm.
and I've reformulated like my lead magnets just to kind of simplify things. And today's task for me literally was figuring out what my the nurture sequence was after that lead magnet delivery. So this is perfect and great. I am going to go to Chat GPT and and use these prompts and put together and build out my nurture sequences.
Yes, yes. Let me tell you, because I can't tell you, I am so guilty. And it is one of the things I'm gonna definitely get back to paying attention to and creating a consistent strategy for. I will say that this morning show has been a great undertaking for me, but it takes up a lot of time. And so some of the other things that I need to be doing are not being done, and I haven't hired anybody to do it. Like I keep saying, I'm gonna get to it, and I still have not gotten to it. So all of those things are about to take place, and so I'm extremely happy about it, because one of the things of not doing it is we understand that we haven't done everything we could do to make all the money we could be making, right? So it's exciting to understand if we start employing these strategies and we start to increase the revenue just from doing the things we haven't done, that is amazing in itself. So I'm excited to get started. But it all starts with an understanding of what the value of things are. And so I need us to understand that there are brands that don't run ads because they have an email list that is engaged, it is nurtured, and every time they drop an offer, a percentage of their email list is buying every time. Okay. And so we need to understand how this email list thing works. And so that is one of the things I definitely want to dive into deeply before we end the morning show, so that this is another resource you can come back to, just like the ones I put at the top of today's show notes. So this is another one that's going to be a win for us as we start to say, hey, I'm not making as much money as I feel like I should be. This is one of the things we can go back to see, oh, yeah, I stopped talking to my email list. Let me dive in there. This is one of the strategies I can use to start generating more money in our business. So I love that for us. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk about how to be nurturing. Now, I'm naming it Be Nurturing AF, right? Because that's what we need to be doing. Today was all about, once we get a lead in from a lead magnet, how do we warm them up before we just dump them on the main list to start getting everything that everybody else gets? Okay. Tomorrow is the next step. Okay. They made it through this sequence. Now they're on that list. How are we nurturing this list? Okay. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But before then, does anybody have any questions about the value of your email list and warming up cold leads that come in from things like a lead magnet? Now, they can also come in for things like event or a summit or something like that when they did not know you before they signed up for that event. Okay, so this is another way that when the event ends and all those emails end, now we can plug them into this sequence so they get to know us even more. Okay. Let me see what Chantilly is over here talking about. So Chantilly said, I understand the value. It's like a passive income. Yep. I like the idea of the tiny offer to get them started, and I'm going to use Go High Level. Cool beans. Living the Life says, since the morning show is going away, is this it for your YouTube? No, it is not. It is it for us creating new stuff that we're putting in here on a near daily basis, right? So what I'll basically be doing is bringing stuff back in a curated form, and if anything needs to be updated, then we'll create new stuff to update it. But going live Monday through Thursday, like we've kind of been doing for the past 2 to 3 years, yeah, that's coming to an end. But the YouTube channel will not go away. I created it to be a resource for you guys, and so it will be here to be that resource. And then I'll constantly be adding things that's reminding you based on a theme, like whether we're talking about clarity, or we're talking about structure, or we're talking about marketing and sales, or we're talking about holiday stuff. Whatever we're talking about, we have now shows that cover that stuff. We'll bring that stuff back up and say, hey, don't forget, this is what you need to be doing to grow your business, or hey, this is what's new or trending in this area. So thank you for that question. That was a great question. Nope, YouTube is not going away. It is too valuable. I created it to be this library of resource for you. So it is not going away. All right. Any questions in studio? Value adds or aha moments from today? Cool beans. I love it. I love it. Well, let me pull this over here. Okay, so you guys know I was on vacation last week. And while I was on vacation, we entered a new month, my birthday month, October. So the October calendar for the free business mastermind group and the one for the paid membership will go in there either today or tomorrow. My goal is today, but with me just coming back off vacation, I actually don't know what's going to come at me from different clients today. But the goal is today, at the latest tomorrow, the October calendar will go out. Okay. But what's happening this week, anyway, is going to be Friday. We have our first Get Shit Done work session for the month. It is usually only for the paid membership, but the free group is invited a couple of times out of the month. So we got that going on from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday. All right. On Sunday, we start our 14-day October goals momentum sprint. Now, if you're not in the paid membership, this event alone, this 14-day goals momentum sprint, is worth the price of the membership in and of itself, because those that participate are further along in their business because they participate. All that forward motion is coming from this event. So you might want to go to shaycannon.com/membership and join us. All right. Last but not least, I have a save the date for you. On Saturday, October the 25th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time is going to be our fall boot camp intensive. I say fall because it was supposed to happen last month, but it's happening this month, so it's still the fall boot camp. Next month we'll have our winter boot camp, so don't worry about the season. But it is the Foo Fighters 2.0, marketing to fund your freedom. Okay, we're really going to set up this workflow that gets your money. It's like get that cash flow going. But we're really going to set the whole structure of it, reaching back to the Foo Fighters that we did top of the year, not this year, but last year. I think it was 2024, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been the top of this year, but I think it was last year. And now we're doing the 2.0 version of that. So it was transformational the first time that we did it. Now we're going to knock it out of the park with some updates and making it even more impactful for our business growth, so we can get this money in rotation over and over again. All right. So save the date. That link should be available, if not this week, next week. But save that date, Saturday, October the 25th, from 10 a.m. Eastern time to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And the link will come out at some point, either by the end of this week or by next week. All right. Cool beans. Well, this has been the Her First Six Figures Morning Show, which is an interactive coaching and training experience as part of our free business mastermind group. Because we are positioning Black and brown female online service-based entrepreneurs to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. Find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, plus get links to resources like how to get into the free business mastermind group and how to get access to our show notes from today and past recent episodes. Go to the description below. All right. If you have not already, I'm going to need you to give it to me. Give me a thumbs up and like this episode. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and understand this is going to be one video in a 4 video series. So check out the other videos. And with that, the studio is closing in 5, 4, 3,